with 3 community service announcements we know that you'll just want to hear about. This is Senior Citizen Week. There's so many things going on. It's a very important week as we salute our seniors and as we plan wonderful activities for them. If you've not heard about Senior Citizens Week, we hope you'll call the Grand Prairie Community Center because they have all of the activities outlined. There was a bus tour this morning. Welcome to the December the 30th, 1985, the final taping of It's Happening in Grand Prairie before we go into the sesquicentennial year anniversary of Texas in 1986. We're delighted to have you with us, and we have some special guests that we'll bring to you in just a moment. But before we do, we have a couple of congratulatory notes that we must bring to you. Congratulations on the 50th wedding anniversary of these 4 wonderful couples. The Edward Haneys, the Ralph C. Thomas, the Ulysses G. Bells, and John Carters. Now that's wonderful. When you hit number 50, we salute these 4 couples and hope that they make it to 51, 52, 53, and right down the line. Also, congratulations to the Daughters of the American Revolution, Texas Bluebonnet Chapter, Good Citizen Awards. And from Grand Prairie High School, Herschel McPherson. Congratulations, Herschel. And from South Grand Prairie High School, Michael Skinner. Congratulations, Mike, also. The school board meeting, please mark your calendar for the Grand Prairie ISD building at 202 College Street, and that's for January the 9th, and that's at 8 p.m. This is open to the public. Please mark your calendar. And now, 2 very important gentlemen in the realm of the Grand Prairie Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Bill Sally, Executive Director of the Chamber, welcome back to the show, young man.
Happy New Year to you.
And a Happy New Year to you, young man, and I think it's going to be happier for you now that you have a pretty new building on the corner of, what is that, Conover Drive and Republic Drive in Grand Prairie,
Yes,
Texas?
900 Conover Drive is our address, right across the street from the library.
In other words, if we want to go and read a good book at the library and then come by and visit the chamber, it's very close proximity.
Open house every day.
Great. All right. And I believe that at the Chamber of Commerce, since you've had the christening of the new chamber building, and a salute from the Quality of Life Foundation, and you're losing a president for 1985, Pat Watson, that's done a splendid job.
That's true.
You're getting on board a brand new one in Mr. Jim Switzer, and you're getting things ready in the nuts and bolts part of it in the chamber by adding to your staff, and you've brought us a special guest today.
That's true.
Would you tell us about this very special guest that we have with us today?
One of the major industries in the city of Grand Prairie is tourism.
Yes, sir.
And the Convention and Visitors Bureau in Grand Prairie is part of the Chamber of Commerce. So we have a director who spends all of his time developing and promoting the industry of tourism, working with all of the hotels and the motels and all of the attractions to bring more and more summer season, year-round visitors to our city. And we're very pleased to have Larry Sinisi. Larry's had 17, 18 years experience in the hotel, motel industry, and has many of the experiences in his background that will hold him in good stead as our Director of Tourism. And we're extremely pleased to have him. He has a 7-year-old son named Jason. His wife's name is Jeanette. Very fine family. And they're going to be a fine addition to Grand Prairie and to our industry of tourism here in the city.
Thank you, Mr. Salee, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Ruthie.
Mr. Larry Sinisi.
Thank you.
We're very pleased to have you with us, and we understand that in tourism, right at this time, things may look a little bleak now that Whitewater is changing hands possibly, and that the wildlife kingdom may pass on to real estate or something like that. But I know you have other good things in store for us. Tell us some of the plans that you all have been talking about when the tourism group meets.
Well, primarily, to begin with, we have added a new attraction.
All right.
And they will open up, I think, March or April. It's called Go-Karts Plus.
All right.
It'll be directly across from the Wax Museum. We don't want to talk about Whitewater or Wet and Wild as yet.
We're not going to talk about
No.
that. Good.
And I'm happy to be here in Grand Prairie, and as Bill said, with my experience in hotel business. But, and being the 150th anniversary of the state of Texas, it's a good time to start. It is a slow time of the season, which gives me a chance to get on board and find out various things that we are going to do in the future. Number one, we are preparing at the present time a new brochure for the city of Grand Prairie, and I think it will be outstanding. It really will be a, a thing that we can market very easily. It will have a fun map, if you will, of the city of Grand Prairie. We have listed all of the hotels and motels. We have listed the historical sites because you told me where they were. Well, that's true. And the hospitals and the Chamber of Commerce building, naturally, and any other points of interest within Grand Prairie as well as the attractions.
Now, as the Director of Tourism for the Chamber, do you work with the Tourist Convention Bureau committee that's under the umbrella of the Chamber of Commerce? Do you work with that group?
Yes, yes. I am a member of the Board of Directors of the CVB, Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Will that mean that when there is a convention that possibly Grand Prairie is interested in inviting to Grand Prairie to hold their convention, will you go to those places and bring those back to us?
Yes, I would be the one who would make the play or the pitch, if you will, for the city of Grand Prairie, along with other cities, and try to just woo them over to come to Grand Prairie because of what we have to offer them.
I know that Mr. Sali at one time brought a presentation to the new teacher luncheon at South Grand Prairie High when we welcomed the new teachers, and in that there was a wonderful display about Grand Prairie. Are you responsible for that wonderful display, and will you carry that to other conventions to sell Grand Prairie?
Yes, I will, and also in trade and travel shows and in mall shows. We have approximately 8 shows that we go to every year. We promote Grand Prairie, and of course we have the attraction people. They have their own booths. So collectively, we're all working to get people to come to Grand Prairie, stay in Grand Prairie, and enjoy themselves.
All right, now under your umbrella at the Chamber, do you have any staff working with you, like a secretary or a clerk or someone that puts together packets to give out goodie bags when people come to conventions?
No, no, I do not at the present time. No, well, we'll get into that.
Well, you have all
of the help, yes.
In other words, that's all under your
yes,
direction.
Yeah, that's right. In
Well,
other words,
wonderful. Mr. Bill, do you have any special things set out for the tourism department under your
Certainly do.
direction?
Larry's being a little bit modest. He also supervises and manages a satellite information center at the Safari Travel Lodge Hotel right off of Interstate 30. We have hundreds of visitors this time of year, a month. In the season, we'll handle hundreds a day in that information center, and he supervises the employees that work there. He has a lot of responsibility in planning and creating and generating ideas. He's putting together a package for Western Days of all of the things that happen in Western Days, plus a motel package, a car rental package, restaurant package, all of this that he can offer to people in a 5-6 state area to come to Grand Prairie for Western Days by buying this package. That's quite a project. We've never had that before, and the Convention Visitors Bureau allocated some money for it. And it will have a bounce back feature that if they cannot come during the 3rd week in May when Western Days is, they'll be invited to write and get a special package anytime during the summer. So we're going to cover about a 5-month period with this Destination Grand Prairie package, and Larry's fully responsible for developing that. I'm quite proud of that project. I think it's going to be a new and big addition to our tourism in Grand Prairie.
Now, under the umbrella of the Chamber of Tourism, do you, as a group, belong to other travel groups such as Discover Texas and some of the other
Certainly.
entities that will help promote Grand Prairie. Would you tell us about that?
First off, Larry will be our representative to the Dallas-Fort Worth Area Tourism Council. That's made up of 6 convention and visitors bureaus in the area, Dallas,
All
Fort
right.
Worth, Irving, Grapevine, Arlington, and us. Then we are active members in the Discover Texas Association, and of course we cooperate with the Highway Department of the State Highway Department of Tourism and all of their activities and events.
And I believe one of the persons that's closely allied to your tourism group from Traders Village, wasn't he the president of one of the groups this year?
Yes, his name is Tag Taggart, and he finished 2 years as president of Discover Texas Association. And that made a tremendous impact in the state attitude towards Grand Prairie as a tourist destination.
I was hoping that you would mention that because I thought that that was a real star in our crown
You
as
bet.
far as Grand Prairie is concerned. And
Mr. Taggart has, for the last 12 years, given many hours and money and everything else to helping us develop the Convention and Visitors Bureau concept in Grand Prairie and to promote tourism.
well, I'd like to thank both of you wonderful gentlemen for agreeing
so
to be
much.
with us. Larry,
Thank you,
we
sir.
wanted to welcome you
Well,
to the
thank you. I
Chamber and to
appreciate it.
Grand Prairie. Bill, we want to thank you for bringing him today.
I'm going to put my
And
quarter in the
good,
in the pot.
wonderful to our,
Yeah, I sure am.
that's for a
Absolutely.
television
It's
scholarship
wonderful.
for one of the
That's-
students that
Bill
helped
told
us
me, I
do
think
the
it's
show.
wonderful.
Right. And
Wonderful.
Ruthie,
Yes, sir.
any business or individual that's watching or listening that's not a member of the Chamber of Commerce, we'd really like to have them as members because 1986 is going to be an exciting year.
Were you going to give them the magic telephone number at the Chamber?
Do you remember it?
264-1558. Right,
That's
young
it.
lady.
You
Wonderful.
call and I'll have a beautiful young lady call on them and sell them a membership in the Chamber.
And we'll be right back. For a sesquicentennial minute, we're pleased to bring the president of the Nottingham Neighbors, Betsy Naylor. Betsy, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much, Ruthie, and we're so pleased to be here. We're so excited about our Nottingham Neighbors Texas Sesquicentennial Cookbook, and I'd like to introduce Mickey Turner, our chairman of the cookbook, who will tell you a little bit about how the cookbook was started and how we got our approval from the Texas Sesquicentennial Commission.
Hard sell now, Mickey, on your cookbook.
Thank you. Ruthie, you know, we like our neighborhood and we like Grand Prairie, and we feel this is a tribute to our neighborhood and Grand Prairie. And we would like to present this one to you. I've signed it. We'd also like to thank you for your help in helping us obtain the sesquicentennial seal to put on our cookbook.
All right, now, this wonderful cookbook that you're giving to me costs money. Tell them how much it is, and we need some magic telephone numbers so that
True.
everyone in our listening audience
True.
can order this for Washington's birthday gifts, Valentine gifts.
Mother's Day gifts.
Mother's Day gift is coming up. Come on, give us a
Lovely.
hard sell about this.
Well, Nottingham Neighbors is, the book is $14.95.
All right?
Plus tax, which makes it a total of $15.71. You can send for it at, Betsy, do you have that address handy?
Yes.
All right, Betsy, give us that address.
Certainly, Ruthie. If you would send a check for $14.95 plus $2 handling and 76 cents for state tax to Nottingham Neighbors Women's Club, P.O. Box 53164, Grand Prairie, Texas 75053-1064.
Wonderful.
And we'll do your shopping for you.
Give us a
Very
magic
good.
telephone number in case they miss that and need
Well,
to call.
call me at home, 641-4112.
641-4112. Wonderful. So
And I'm
it was-
delivering one immediately after this program.
Wonderful. Buy your sesquicentennial cookbook from the Nottingham Neighbors. It's a good investment in Texas.
Thank you, Ruth.
Thank you.
And now, to continue our show, we're delighted to have Pat Wright, who is with United Charities. Pat, we want you to be welcomed back to our show for about the 14th time, but we're delighted to have such a wonderful guest.
Thank you, Ruthie. I'm happy to have the opportunity to thank all of the wonderful people of Grand Prairie. They've done it again. We had our children were all taken care of at Christmas time. The families had lunch or Christmas dinner. As far as we know now, no child went without a Christmas. And it's all because of the wonderful people of Grand Prairie. They just kept coming forth and coming forth until every need was met.
Wonderful. And Pat, at United Charities, can you give us some wonderful telephone numbers and your magic address so that if there are those in our audience that may have a need now, even this close after Christmas, I know that you'll be getting calls. Do you want to tell us that, please?
Certainly, we can be reached at 262-2014, 263-0010. Our mailing address, our office is located at 1415 Densman.
All right, now, Pat, I know that each and every time anyone needs anything to help those that are in need, they call Pat Wright. You have been with United Charities how long, my dear?
This is my 30th year.
Your 30th year.
Yes.
That is a magic anniversary, isn't it?
It really is.
And during that time, Pat, you have called on the community to aid and abet you along with the funds that you receive from the United Charities Avenue. And tell me, who all in this town helps you do all of these good things?
There is no way in the world that I could name all of the people that help, from the mayor down to the citizens of Grand Prairie. The churches are always available for help, and I say it would be impossible to name all of the people that help, but they're always there. They're always willing and ready to help.
Pat, do you know approximately how many families you were able to help, say, just over this short Christmas holiday with food and with toys and etc.?
We knew the exact number up until the day before Christmas. And then people started dropping in and other people bringing families in that needed help, and we did not keep records on them, so I cannot give you a correct figure, but it was several hundred families.
Who do you have working with you to help administer such a program as this, Pat?
My daughter, Diane Miller, and I'm surprised, but she loves the work almost as much as I do.
Wonderful. And does she work in your United Charities office here in Grand Prairie?
Yes, she manages the office.
And then you get out and do all of the good things?
I get to do all the fun things by going out and meeting the public and making home assessments and this sort of thing.
All right. Now, when you say you're making home assessments, I know that many of the churches will call on you, Pat, and they'll say, now, we've received a call from a family for thus and so, and they have this many people and they need these items. Why do they check with you, Pat, as sort of a clearinghouse?
That's exactly what it is, Ruthie, is a clearinghouse, because we do, as badly as we hate to think of it, we have professionals now that go from church to church. And in doing so, in checking with me, we can cut down that sort of abuse.
I see. All right. Now, Pat, of all of the gifts that were given, how many children do you think that you touched in this Christmas season?
Goodness alive, Ruthie, it would be very difficult to give a number, but it would be in the hundreds.
Now, did you receive all of the beautiful dolls that were dressed at the Republic Bank and that we saw on display up there? And that when I saw them up there, I really wanted to go in and buy at least 2 of them, and they wouldn't let you buy them or anything?
This is true. I did receive some of those dolls and also the wooden toys. And I tell the people at Republic, they don't really get the blessing, because when we see the children get them or see the mother or the parents get them to give to the children for Christmas, that's where the joy really is.
From what other source, Pat, do you get toys and things to give to the boys and girls? Do you have, like, the fire department in some towns work over toys, or the Navy? Do you have other sources?
At this point, we don't have anyone that I know of that repairs toys. I wish we did, because we get an awful lot of good ones, and we don't have time to repair them and get them ready to give out. But There are some groups that wanted to just buy toys. There's some that wanted to buy hams or wanted to buy turkeys. And then we always get a lot of canned goods at this time. And with some money that came in, we could buy fruits and vegetables and make a well-rounded Christmas dinner for them.
Do you think that it might be a good project, say for a senior citizen group that would want to undertake the repairing of toys? I think that would be a wonderful project that you could mention maybe to the Golden Agers or the AARP if they would like to maybe repair toys for you a couple of months a year or something like that and give you another source of toys.
I had not thought of that, but it's a great idea. Our problem right now is storage. We need desperately to, we still need a warehouse to keep the things that are from this time until next Christmas.
All right, now tell me some of the things that you ask for. Do you ask for used clothing or anything like that? You don't have room for that?
I do not have room for it. We do take it and pass it on to St. John's Church, and because they do have this program where they can distribute the clothing. Throughout the year, we have help from the community on extra canned goods. First Baptist Church gave me 4,000 cans last July, and that helped a great deal because we get in the slump in the summertime, so that gave us a big boost.
And do you store all of these at United Charities down on Densman?
Well, I did. The city was furnishing me a warehouse, and they had to tear it down in order to build a new building. So at this point, I do not have storage space.
All right, would you like to make a plea to some person that feels very philanthropic if they have an extra warehouse slot that they would like to contribute to United Charities for 6 months or a year? This is your opportunity to do that.
Thank you, Ruthie. Yes, if you do have any space that we could use to store furniture, any toys that we might get from now on until Christmas, and yes, clothing, because when the first norther comes, we are always especially needing coats. So if you have any space that you would like to let us use, we would be so grateful to you.
All right, now that the holiday season is almost past and gone, do you find that your food supply is depleted, and are there things that you would like to make a plea for at this time to build your grocery store back up to snuff?
We were fortunate this year that we got more canned goods than usual, so we do have some canned goods left. Chicken, hen, any kind of meat that would go into the baskets would be fine to help us.
All right, do you have any freezer space capabilities so that if you got in something frozen, such as frozen turkeys or something, say that a supermarket at the end of the season ended up with 5 or 6 extra turkeys, would you have the capabilities of storing that?
We certainly do. We had 2 freezers donated to us last year or year before last now, and they have come in so handy. We are able to take care of quite a lot of food.
Wonderful. Well, one more time, Pat, I know that you would like to look out and thank everyone one more time, and especially the clubs in town. You get just a wonderful response from the clubs, and let's sort of wind it up with your thank you, and I may have one other public service announcement to make.
I am so happy to say thank you. I wish you could have been around the office and some of the excitement would have rubbed off on you. But you out there, each and every one of you had a part in making it a great Christmas for so many people. Thank you.
And how late did you work that Christmas Eve?
We opened the office at 5:15 and we closed it at 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Opened it at 5:15 a.m. and closed it at 9 p.m.
That was a long day.
It was a long day.
Pat Wright, you don't know how important you are to Grand Prairie and to all of the people, whether they're needy or not, because you have certainly been an inspiration. We know that that's your job, but far above your job is your love and dedication and loyalty to the people of Grand Prairie, and your community service is second to none in Grand Prairie. And we want to thank you and salute you. And you have on the right coat today because you If it weren't for Irene Paxton, you would be Mrs. Santa Claus, but we dubbed her Mrs. Santa Claus, so we're going to have to dub you the guardian angel that looks over Mrs. Santa Claus and all of we other people in Grand Prairie, Texas. And thank you for being Pat Wright.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and with your permission, we would like to make a few service announcements. If you would stay on the set with us, we'd like for you to put on your calendar that the Parent Advisory Committee of the Superintendent is meeting at 9:30 a.m. at 202 College Street on January the 16th. This is a good opportunity for you to come and listen to some of the things that go on in the school system and possibly ask questions about it. Remember, there's going to be a sesquicentennial display at the Grand Prairie Memorial Library. Now, in order for this to come into being, you may have just the most important item that you would loan to the library that has to do with the history of Texas in the area of home life or maybe education. Maybe you have an old slate that was used in a schoolroom many long years ago. Architecture, wildlife, pictures of the wildlife in Texas many long years ago. Or if you know of some obscure Texans, or during the Industrial Revolution where they came from the farm to the computer, please contact the library. The number is 264-9536. Ask for Peggy Williams. And this is Ruthie Jackson with Community Service reminding you it's happening in Grand Prairie.